Yo, what up, y'all? We back with another Dead Island 2 video. In this one, we're going to be going over the perfect dodge Bruno critical hit build. Now, this build is questionably one of the strongest builds on the game. Super easy for solo play. Now, what we're going to, of course, be taking advantage of is the dodge. What you want to do is get the dodge timings down to where you can actually dodge multiple enemies in quick succession. Because if you can stack that buff, we're going to be using the bob and weave card. This card is actually only on Amy and on Bruno. So each time that you hit a perfect dodge, it gives you a boost to attack speed and a boost to agility. Now on Bruno, whenever you hit the enemy in the back, you actually get another increase to critical hit damage. So you can definitely already tell where this is going. So what you want to do is pretty much dodge into enemies. It'll maim them. You'll get a counter heal. And then on top of that, you'll get extra critical hit damage just from hitting them in the back, which is super duper fire. Now, another really cool thing about this build, there's going to be a couple different things that you can take advantage of. What I like to do is use the weaken to stun and the weaken to regain health. So with the weaken strike I'm talking about, you can either weaken strike them and electrify them. So, if there's a pack of zombies, you hit your weaken on them, it'll electrify all the zombies. Now, if you do go the electric route, you will take damage whenever you do that ability, so I would watch out for that. But if you go the other route, which is the route I go, the one where you weaken for a stun and weaken for a heal, this allows you to easily make the enemy vulnerable. You'll be able to walk up behind them and do some insane critical hit damage. So if you can perfectly time the dodge, you actually can start hitting enemies for 2k, 3k, 1500 crits easy. And as you can see here, the final boss, I'm not even gonna lie, when I did this part on Ryan, I wouldn't say it was harder. It just took a little bit longer because you kind of have to stand back, hit the perfect blocks, you're maiming enemies one at a time. On this build, since you do so much damage, you literally will have time to kill the boss before he really can even spawn. All the little monsters that kind of make this part really annoying. So I definitely think this is an insane build. And then of course, using that bob and weave, with enemies coming from each direction, as long as you're timing the dashes, trying to dash behind enemies, all of the smaller enemies that are like not a crusher, you actually just one hit them, which is pretty insane to me. So I definitely know you guys will like this build so much. Make sure you guys smack the like button so this can reach everyone. Also hit that sub button. We got way more stuff coming out for you guys. I got a Carla build already on the way. Then I have an Amy punching build on the way where we use no weapons. So definitely be looking out for that. That build is super strong as well. Now, there's also some other variations and things that you can add to this build to make it even better. So the first one I want to go over is just the curveballs. The ones I like to use, pipe bomb, sticky bomb, or the nail bomb. Those are probably the strongest ones, I would say. What you can also do too is use the chem bomb. So if you didn't already know, that actually extinguishes fires. So if there's like a fire zombie, fire in your path, you throw down the chem bomb and that'll put it out. So I definitely think that's a really good curveball as well. Now jumping into the skills, to be honest, the ability skills, those really are kind of up to you. I don't really think that they're that special. I like to use the flying kick, and then of course just make sure you have the dodge. What it really comes down to is the survivor and the slayer abilities. You want to make sure that these are equipped properly, and this is definitely going to make the build go over the top. And make sure you guys pause the video if you want to read the cards. Bob and weave right here. This is the card I was talking about. Each time that you dodge and quit succession, you get attack speed and agility. That card alone makes the build just super overpowered. And then when you come down to Slayer, definitely use pummel each time you hit a melee attack. You're doing more damage that way. We're going to use the maim to regain. To be honest, you should use maim to regain pretty much on all builds. It's like the easiest way to heal in this game, I would say. Now with hunting season, with these cards here, you can kind of go with any 4 of these cards here in this bottom left corner, so you can have hunting season, you can have call of the week, you can have Deadeye, or you can have air assault, or you can have all 4. It's fully up to you. With the Deadeye, I like using that one as well because each time that you get a perfect dodge, it's going to make them vulnerable and get stunned. And then while they're stunned on the ground, you can throw the curveballs to do more damage. You literally will just explode entire hordes, kill crushers with 2 curveballs, or On top of that, what will pretty much happen is each time that you throw the curveball, it'll almost automatically recharge, which is actually insane. So there's a couple different things you could do with that, but that setup that I showed you guys, that's the way I was doing it for some insane damage. Now, as far as weapons, so on the Ryan block build, we were pretty much doing like main weapons, but on this build, what you probably want to do more is critical hit weapons. So right now, I kind of didn't have that much material to kind of grab the big stuff, but the stuff that you're going to want to get, you definitely want land a critical hit for explosion. That ability alone is just insane because you land so many critical hits. So you're literally just exploding zombies. Then of course you want to have the leech or the vampire. That's easily going to allow you to heal back your life. You're not even going to have to worry about maining. But ultimately, the weapons, all you want to do is have critical hit damage, extra damage, and leech, and you're pretty much chilling, because any extra damage that you get on top of the critical hit damage that you're already doing just pretty much puts the build over the top. Now, I am going to come out with a weapon upgrade tutorial and like how you want to get all the purple weapons that you need at level 16, level 17. You don't even have to go through the game. You don't have to worry about blues. You don't have to worry about greens, upgrades, any of that. You'll just jump straight from white or green weapons straight into purple, completely skip blue, and then you're good for the rest of the game. Now, as far as like the blueprints, like if you guys don't know where to find these, because I have been getting questions in the comments about the blueprints, each time that you guys go to a new area or you see a workbench, there's usually like a blueprint laying on the workbench. Okay, so make sure you pick all of those up. And then also too, in some of the special areas, they actually have the blueprints hiding. So you got to make sure you're exploring around on the missions. You know, I understand that a lot of people probably are like speed running through, trying to get to like level 20, because at about like level 20, 21, 23, that's when the build is complete. You're going to complete the game at level 23. And at that point, you're pretty much already overpowered. Once you hit level 30, now you're just getting fancy, right? Now, as far as where to find the materials to actually upgrade, what you can actually do, you can go to the weapon. If you already have some of the items, you can go into your inventory and actually put a tracker on your screen of how close you are to getting that actual blueprint, you know, so you could do it that way. Or what you can do, if you actually go into the inventory where you have an item, like let's say you need 4 of them, but you only have 2, you can go to that item and then inspect it, and it'll actually show you what the item comes from. So, you know, like a slobber or like, you know, a regular mutation, and it'll even show you what they look like, which is pretty cool to me. Now, another way that you can find the items that you need in order to upgrade, you can actually just go to the map. So on the map, it'll actually show you where the specific enemy spawns, you know, so if you don't know where to find a swarm walker, or you don't know where to find, you know, a mutator or a slobber or whatever, go onto the map, zoom in, and it'll actually show you, like, this is a crusher hotspot, you know, this is a slobber hotspot, mutator hotspot. So it'll make it super easy for you guys to find the weapons. Down in the comments, let me know what you guys think about the Bruno critical hits. What are you guys doing on Bruno? You know, what kind of builds are you guys have cooking? I think Bruno is probably one of the strongest characters in the game, but down in the comments, let me know. And one last thing too, if you can't kill the enemy with the dodge or with the melee, don't be afraid to pull out the blicky and just smoke them. So as always, I appreciate you guys checking out the vid, and I'll see you on that next one. Peace.